Hey guys, welcome to DrawKings. I'm Pat.
And I'm Evan.
And today's episode 11 by the way,
Woo!
is Satan's favorite pet.
Yeah, so today we're going to actually do an illustration from start to finish. It's a special episode.
Yeah, very special. We've never done this before. I hope you like my adorable banner that you're all looking at right
Isn't
now.
it so cute, guys?
Yeah, I think we like today's episode is special in so many ways. We just, we're going all out with this.
Woo!
Yeah, so Satan's favorite pet. I picked a mixture of a few animals. The guinea pig is the primary animal. Well, the guinea pig or the hamster.
Favorite of the third grade classroom.
Yeah, exactly. Guinea pig, but it's the devil's guinea pig. So
okay.
he's gonna be kind of satanic. Obviously, he's gonna have horns.
All right.
He's going to have a devil's tail.
All right.
Wings.
A law degree.
Yeah, a law degree too. Yeah, obviously.
Absolutely. I mean,
anything from hell, any minion of Satan has a law degree. That is just without a doubt.
Yeah, exactly, because Satan wrote the law.
Yeah. So what we're doing today, by the way, just to fill you guys in, is that I am going to start the sketch. I am starting the sketch, and I am going to draw the body. Evan's going to pick up where I left off, and he's going to add the wings, the tail, and
the horns.
Right, I add the horns.
Oh, you added the horns.
Yeah,
you get the horns. Okay.
Right, and any extraneous details, and then we're going to. I'm going to take over again, and we're going to do the line work, very clean line work in Illustrator. Thanks to Illustrator. And then Evan's going to take over, do the coloring, and then I'm going to take over, finish it off with some shading and highlighting. And we've already seen this.
Yeah.
We've seen the final version. And guys,
it looks awesome.
It's fucking awesome. Sorry, I know you don't like to curse that much, but I
love cursing.
Yeah,
I curse all the time. I come here and I don't curse because I feel like this is the most official thing I'm doing in my life.
Maybe.
You know, I curse like every day, all day, but like when I come here, I'm looking forward to not cursing.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. And I have told myself that from now on I'm going to do that too, but in this particular instance, I think it was called for.
Absolutely, to convey the awesomeness. Yeah. I mean, guys, like, you'll see it when we're finished, but the shading, everything. We're thinking about maybe doing more of these types of episodes because the finished product is so rewarding.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we can both put into our portfolio.
Yeah,
it is, and that's always a plus.
Super plus.
Yeah, I mean, all the stuff that we normally do is cool. I mean, it's a cool cartoon. It's fun. It's enjoyable. But in the same period of time, actually less. This is 27 minutes, which is less time than our normal videos are. We are able to produce so much more. So
yeah, it's really great. It keeps it short for you guys, short, sweet, to the point, and it gives us the time to do what we want to do.
Yeah, and you get to see how something like this is produced from start to finish. Now, I kind of picked a little bit of I don't know. Usually when you're sketching this much, which obviously I'm doing here.
Awesome sketches, by the way.
Thank you. But it is sketchy. And normally when you use a brush like this in Photoshop, you try and minimize the amount of sketching that you do. You try to do clear, crisp lines. And I correct it later, but it is awfully sketchy for this particular brush, but it doesn't make that much of a difference in the end result.
No, it doesn't. And also, it's actually kind of funny because I wasn't here for when Pat was drawing this portion of the drawing. I came in, I saw these beautiful crisp lines, and I was a little, oh wow, I got to catch up. If I had started out kind of doing what Pat was doing right here from the get-go, it would have been an easier process for me.
Yeah, this is how the first time you're seeing this.
Well, exactly, the first time I'm seeing it. And
so you didn't know that I had done it this...
Yeah, because you're very good at nailing kind of a really crisp cartoon line. I'm that way with a real pencil. When I'm on the computer and we're doing DrawKings together, my style, I'm trying to make it look almost like a finished product before I can even sketch it.
Yeah, and that has its benefits, but mostly drawbacks. I do that all the time, too. I am incredibly detail-oriented and really a perfectionist, and that's why you came here and saw crisp lines, because I spent a lot of time, after I did this sketch, really nailing it. Erasing and drawing again and all of that. But I think most illustrators are much more comfortable with pencil, real pencil.
That's the thing. Like, it's such a different medium when you're using Photoshop and Illustrator. I'm someone who came into Adobe and a lot of the computer programs later in the game. So while I saw everyone in college using computer programs, which I should have been using, I was still using traditional medium. But looking at it now, you can see the benefits. It's a little intimidating, though, guys. So a lot of you, probably some of you have done that before, or maybe you're the reverse. You started out on the computer, and now you're going back and trying to learn how to do traditional.
That's it's funny you said that, because I've drawn on and off since I was young. I always point to the tiger illustration that I did when I was young. It's just a sketch, but it came out pretty well, and I bought drawing books, but I never really, actually delved into the process of drawing. But I was always able to, when I picked up a pencil, I was always able to make something that looked pretty realistic. And I think that's more attributed to the fact that, like I said, I'm a perfectionist, so I sit there for as long as it takes until it's done.
Well, obviously, when you're in Indiana and the tumbleweeds are going through your yard, what else are you going to do?
Yeah, you're right. No, you know what, though?
Did you build a lot of windmills?
To totally shut you down here.
Shut me up and shut me down.
My life in Indiana was significantly more, activity-driven. There were 4 houses joined sort of by our enormous backyards. And every single one of the houses had kids my age in it.
That's perfect. That's a perfect childhood.
One had a trampoline. One had a crazy playground. I had this maze made out of trees, really cool trees. And then we had a forest that was the side drop of these houses. And so we were never bored. Either we were in the Plants house, that's their last name, the Plants.
They were damn weird people in Indiana. So they were heartland, right? They were botanist projects.
Not actually. Actually, that was just their last name.
Oh, they didn't live in a greenhouse.
It's confusing. Yeah, they didn't live in the greenhouse. Just like I'm not a crook. I'm not someone that crooks.
I thought you were okay. I just a sequitur.
And you're not an ass-coy.
Oh, I don't know what that would be.
You're not a coy asshole.
I'm a coy. Oh, I could be. I am a coy asshole. You're right.
Coy asshole. Yeah. No, but it was a ton of fun. I was excluded sometimes though by the parents
because of your gifts.
Because I was incredibly wild. I was a wild child. I got kicked out of my it's not a preschool, but it's Burgett's daycare basically.
Okay.
But it was incredibly a big place, a huge staff, really cool. And I got kicked out. And I got kicked out of my elementary school, or I almost did. So I was kind of a wild child. I don't recall doing anything too crazy, but I remember sneaking into the teacher's lounge with a friend and stealing a big pack of Cokes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So you started all that, like, the crazy, like, crooking stuff early. I mean, so maybe I was right about the last.
Yeah, maybe you were. You were.
You just didn't realize it because the end part of Pat's name means that he's left that life.
Right. I mean, you are,
I am an asshole. I am an asshole. That is right.
Yeah, I guess.
So it works. I mean,
right. So maybe they were plants. Maybe.
I mean, when we think back to our childhood, when I thought back to that family that looked normal, I looked back and I said, maybe as an adult I would see them with horse heads because I've got
like Disney movies.
Yeah, like Disney movies.
Right.
Like a horse head or like. Because I figured the world out by that point.
Yeah.
Things are more realistic when you get older. So when you go back, you're like, they had horse heads.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've had that happen to me a number of times. One of my best friends was an octopus.
Oh, really?
I had no idea. The whole time, I had no idea. He used to ride around.
Kids just don't judge. Yeah, they really support everybody.
It's crazy. Yeah,
and dogs too. Dogs and kids are just not. They don't judge the things. They learn that stuff from their parents.
Yeah, and I
later,
used to,
if you'd met him as an adult, you'd been like, "What are you doing talking to me, octopus?"
Yeah, stop
talking
to me, octopus. You fucking octopus.
Get out of here, octopus.
And then some other things change. Like there are bullies and stuff when you're younger, but when you're older, it's a little more. Stupid. It's a little more irrelevant. So,
speaking of bullies, I ran into our bullies.
Yeah, that's right. You told me.
Yeah, I did. Okay. Pat and I had some bullies that we mentioned in a previous episode. Yeah, I saw them again, and
enlighten them about who you're referring.
I don't know which episode we mentioned it in, but maybe about a month and a half ago or a month ago, Pat and I were filming an episode of our Pat and Evan show, and we were desperately trying to get the episode done in a coffee shop, and there was a group of individuals who were trying to make it very difficult for us.
Yes.
And instead of getting flustered about it, we kind of stepped outside and thought about, wait, everyone here is around 30 years old, so, yeah.
Yeah,
that's it.
They're hanging out. They're hanging out in coffee shops. And
well, I mean, I like coffee shops too.
No. But the fact that you saw them later, the same group hanging out in coffee shops, and the fact that Nico, our friend who brought us there, said that they're regulars. This is what they do. What they do is they go to this coffee shop and they sit and they insult people and they give people hard times. Well, whatever they do.
So do the members of Patty's Pub from It's Always Sunny, but they're not nearly as annoying as these people because they're actually funny.
A pub is different. A pub, your life is depressing or what? I mean, but it's not a coffee shop.
I get what you're saying. And also, guys, if you had been to this is a very nice neighborhood. The coffee shop is really nice. I'm not going to mention the name, but I was just saying, it's
it's a great coffee.
It's a great place. But I think I get what Pat's trying to say. Pat's trying to just say, like, come on, guys. I could care less what they do with their time. I just sort of saw those people and was like, oh, man, what jerks.
So I guess what you're saying is that some people never change. Some people are,
yeah, assets, exactly. Some people are just, well, also it's like, everyone likes to be a jerk in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
We do. Everybody in the world does. Everyone's a jerk in their own way. But these people in their particular way, I found very annoying. And when I went in, they had the same, same smirk on their face the whole time.
Yeah.
So, I was just... But I walked out there like, man, I'm so glad we're not filming right here, right now.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely better filming in a quiet place where you could,
focus
and mess up and whatever. But, yeah, I mean, in my experience, the people that I knew from high school who were horrible bullies...
they can change.
Well, the thing is, bullying, when I was bullied, it was a little different because I was a bigger kid. Not at that time I wasn't fat. And I'm not fat now. I'm bigger than I was then. But I was taller. I was a little more muscular. I played sports. But I had I was really quick to get upset, and I didn't recognize certain social norms, and so people would make really subtle jokes, and I would not understand them, and I'd get upset, and they would love to sort of set me off, and that's how I was.
It's a total form of bullying.
Yeah, a regular basis, I was, picked on until I freaked out, and I realized it later on, and I should have realized it sooner. And what they say your whole life, just be yourself. I mean, that's like
it's true, and I mean
it's so true,
and it really is, and that really helped Pat later on when he became a pirate. He controlling his rage and then letting it out when he needed to.
Right. I mean, because I was always a sociopath. Anytime I saw.
I wouldn't. Come on, don't say
you're a sociopath.
And
then I'm on the boats, right? And then I see someone, and they're all like, "Yeah, you can be a pirate. You can be a pirate." I was like, "Oh, cool." So
you had a beard.
So can I shoot this guy? And they're like, "Yeah, go ahead. Just let one rip." I was like, but wait a minute, isn't he like the deckhand? Yeah, but he's new. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, the most important thing to take away from all of this is that
I am not a sociopath.
He's not a sociopath.
I am way too emotional.
And as much bullshitting as we do on the show, it's kind of fun to trail off on a story. Yeah, I mean, pirates don't believe in psychology, Pat. I mean, they just pulled you on the ship, and and the most important thing in America is getting a job, even if that job is taking other people's stuff away.
Yeah, totally. I mean, honestly,
you're like a corporate raider, except you don't make as much money.
Exactly. Well, actually, I make more money.
Oh, as a pirate?
Well, if
you raid the corporate raiders.
Raid the corporate raiders.
Yeah,
exactly.
But the problem is no one carries their gold
and
anymore.
There's no direct ocean line to any of those corporations.
I really miss the days when there was a direct ocean line to every port in town.
Canal.
Because if you
lived in the Wall Street Canal, we're good.
Because if a town wasn't on the coast, it wasn't worth raiding.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's like
they're just as lost as you are.
Yeah, I mean, how are we going to carry our fucking ship there? Where it's not even close to as scary, if you ride up on.
The guys in the middle of the land are like, the ocean, that's the end of the earth. And you're on the edge, you'll fall right off.
Yeah, they didn't think they thought that the end of the earth existed somewhere in the deep parts of the ocean.
Well, I know you don't like when I pop out statistics, but I'm going to do it right now, so just grant me.
As long as you don't harp on it.
I'm not going to fucking harp on him. All right,
Harper.
Fucking Harper. John Harper. Okay, so there's a statistic from I think it was most people, the majority of people prior to I think 1890 never left a 12-mile radius of where they were born for their entire lives.
Jeez.
That's the majority of people. Now you're thinking about pirates and travelers, and you think about all the cool stories. But the majority, the millions of farmers and people who lived in these small towns and believed in like werewolves and witches and stuff. No offense if you guys believe or have seen those things.
Well, witches is a different story, but
well, I'm not talking about Wiccans. I'm talking about like
witches are, I think, a different story.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, it could be. It could exist.
Yeah. But whatever.
I don't know. I just watched a movie last night that talked about that. I forget what it's called.
I'm a skeptic.
Conjuring,
in general.
maybe?
Oh, The Conjuring.
Maybe that's what it is. That's the one with the... Crap, I don't know.
If you like witches, you should see, if you ever watched American Horror Story.
Yeah.
The third Coven season I was not into.
I think I could get into some aspect of it, but honestly, the only season that I saw even a part of was the one in the mental hospital, and I just thought it was too bleak. There was no hope. It was just too.
It is very dark. It is very dark.
I like Dexter, for instance. Dexter is about a serial killer, but there's hope. You know, there's
a positive upbeat. I mean, American Horror Story is not written in a traditional way.
Right.
It's not written like you're saying. There's no.
You're just waiting for someone to get captured and screwed over and held against their will.
I mean, I love Game of Thrones, but Game of Thrones pretty much has the same thing. Like,
no, I think it's different. I think that is
there is hope, but
it's interesting too. I mean, there's
intrigue.
Yeah, it's intrigue. There are stories. There are so many different stories that are going on, and I know there are technically different stories in American Horror Story, but it is just like a closed. I mean, in that area, it's a closed-in.
I didn't like Asylum that much. The second season.
I'd have watched.
The first season I enjoyed very much.
The Witch, the Coven,
and the Coven one. You should check that out. I was going to say the first season and the fourth.
Haunted House.
The first season is the Haunted House, and the fourth season which just ended, and that was the Carnival. It was Freak Show. I like the first and the fourth seasons the most. The second and the third season.
I watched that. The Carnival one.
The Carnival one was really good. Yeah, because there was a little bit of hope in it. There was more going on. But I respect the writers for what they've done. But whatever. So, but
do you want to talk for a minute? I just want to harp.
Harp on our awesome hamster.
So yeah, let me just say one or two things. So first of all, the line work. I took it into Illustrator. I said that before, Adobe Illustrator. The bulk of this work is done in Photoshop. But I took the line work into Adobe Illustrator because I don't need to have steady hands in order to make steady lines, because Adobe Illustrator automatically writes your line.
It dehumanizes your lines, guys.
Yes.
It takes away the soul of your art. I'm just kidding.
It will. I mean, you draw a curved line, it'll do a curved line. It just makes it so it's not shaky. And that is important to me. It's not necessarily necessary for many other people, but I find it very necessary, and so I use it. And it allows you to do things very quickly. It's probably the only reason I was able to get all of my line work and coloring done in one night for the College Humor article.
Well, yes, I want to tap on that for a second. Pat did some really amazing illustrations for College Humor, and you guys should go to their website and check it out.
collegehumor.com.
collegehumor.com.
Or go to my website, crooksandcrafts.com.
crooksandcrafts.com. Go there and check out Pat's amazing Disney-inspired relationship illustrations. They're fun little comics. They're really funny.
Thank you. The seven, is it 7 or 8?
I think it's 7.
Seven Disney characters that you will date in your lifetime. And I'm currently writing an article or a few articles for College Humor. Hopefully they will come to fruition. One in particular is very, very cool, and I really hope it happens. If not, then I will make it myself and see who wants it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you could just do it yourself and put it up on on Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote the thing. It's not like I need it.
No, you don't need someone to produce it for you. You can do it yourself, man.
I suppose I could use an editor's opinion, but I think it's well written enough as is that it'll be cool. So this aspect that you're currently watching, the whole coloring, right? It is the most difficult part is to select colors, and color theory is pretty it's diverse and incredibly intricate, but a very simple way to look at it is if you've got a color wheel, you use opposites, basically. So if you want to do a hamster or guinea pig, for instance, you pick a brown color, which is in like a the red-orange sort of area.
Of the wheel?
Of the color wheel, you pick in the red-orange area, and then you find your brown. And then any parts of the body and the feet and, even the tail. And you can do it differently, but you use from that section of the color wheel. You pick it from that one spot, and you can get, more saturated, which means, more color, redder. Less saturated means grayer, more towards gray, lighter, darker. And so you pick the body parts from that one red area, and then when you do the wings and the horns and all of that, you go to the opposite side, the exact opposite on the color wheel. So from the red-blue, it goes to, from the red-orange, it goes to the blue-green.
The blue-green.
And that's where we got the horns, the wings, the little horns on the wings. Evan's the one who did the color selection and placement, and now we're on the shading, which I did.
Yeah, so as we said in the beginning, we're doing like a back and forth kind of give and take, which I think really works as a system.
Yeah,
and
never done it before. It's really good.
It's so much fun. And what Pat was talking about with color theory is true for almost anything. You could use that same ideology for houses when you're picking trims and walls, anything. It could be for anything. Complementary colors always work.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what. It's just like a law of nature. It works.
I mean, it helps to know. So the more intricate elements of color theory are in part about your environment. So, for instance, if something is closer to you, it will tend to be warmer or in the reds and yellows. If something's farther away, it'll or more saturated.
I would say it's more, the chroma is different.
Right.
The chroma is
so it's more saturated the closer you get. The farther you get, the less saturated. So, but if you do have red and blue as your two colors that you're working with, the main features, the things that are closer, the things that are more prominent, should be the warmer colors because they tend to pop more. They tend to be a little more of an eyesore. And then the cooler colors, the blue, should be the accessories, which is why we made the wings the bluish color.
Definitely.
God, I know I don't like educational. Sorry for...
Yeah, Pat's really educating us. And this is actually a really good thing to know. And we're both just really excited about this piece. So we were kind of getting into that before. We were talking about, what color should we use? So I'm kind of satisfied with using a cool color for the wings. I was originally thinking, this whole thing's got to be like a hellhound or a creature with all reds and browns in it.
But even they have...
You could have
hints of
other tones in there.
Well, alternate colors, yeah.
And I think this looks great. So actually, with our last couple of minutes, Pat and I are going to actually tell you why Satan would choose us as a pet.
Yeah, so, you might be asking yourself, why a guinea pig? Why a guinea pig?
I asked that.
Yeah, Evan did ask that. So here's the story. When I was young, I had a little brother named Tommy. Tommy got a guinea pig. Well, I got a guinea pig, and we left it alone with Tommy, and it ate Tommy.
Dude,
yeah,
for real.
My little brother got eaten by a guinea pig who was much smaller than it.
But, that can happen. It's just how cats can flatten themselves out. It's the same thing.
You should have seen that guinea pig when we got back home.
Yeah, lizards can go invisible and come back to normal.
Is that true?
Absolutely, they can pass the walls too.
I never. Oh wow.
Yeah.
God, that's an impressive.
They made a fast pact with the devil.
Jeez.
Yeah, reptiles. All
reptiles.
How do they?
So they speak. I guess the devil speaks in tongues. So
exactly, and they've got. They got a lot of tongue going on. Yeah, they got 4 tongues. They almost got 2 tongues.
They love tongue and shit. Oh, the lizards especially. Oh yeah. Yeah, but so my brother Tommy got eaten by a guinea pig, and so I picked a guinea pig as Satan's pet because I believe that's probably what happened.
Well,
the guinea pig died too, by the way.
Oh, so Satan possessed the guinea pig to eat your brother,
mm-hmm.
and then when he died, I guess inside the guinea pig or whatever warp hole it went through,
right?
The guinea pig obviously died too because of
I think it was just a size issue.
Oh, okay.
We got home and that thing, the guinea pig was like poof, poof.
Oh, okay. It's because of some like eldritch magic that took over its body.
It's crazy. I mean, when this happened, I was freaking 18. My brother was freaking 15. Like,
oh, damn.
He wasn't a baby.
Crazy. That's crazy, dude.
No, 15 months.
I
said 15, meaning 15.
Because you were lying?
Because I was lying. And I realized that doesn't improve the comedy.
How about we... let's jog your memory. It was half of 15, so that's roughly 7.
He's roughly 7. 7 and 15 months.
See, this is what happens when you recall events. You have double the numbers. Right.
So he's 7 and 15 months, which is 8 and fucking 3 months.
17 and 15 months.
Well, I had to include the 15 months that I had spouted.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So, but for real. So I'm adding right now highlights and shadows. Now, if you don't know anything about Photoshop, a very, very cool feature, and I didn't know this back when I did my very first portrait, which is that girl.
I'm 314 months old.
There are people that talk like that. There are people that... it's especially mothers that still breastfeed their 10-year-old child. They go, like the people like, oh, you're still doing that. How old is he? 718 months. Like,
and you're like, why are you talking about this in months?
It's just easier to deal with the fact that your 10-year-old child is still sucking on your nipples.
Yeah, that's very Game of Thrones of you.
Yeah.
That's very Game of Thrones of you. Quite. So, I interrupted you. What were you saying here?
Okay, yeah. So, if you don't know anything about Photoshop, one very cool feature, which I did not know when I was doing my original portrait, is that you don't have to... Normally, when you do shadows and highlights, you don't just use a black color and put black on things.
It looks awful, guys.
Right. If you look at the wings, if you look at the brown, the shadow on the body is a darker version of the main color. The shadow on the wings is a darker version of the main color. So it's a dark blue, dark brown, dark orange. And that is very difficult if you're picking all of those colors to keep it consistent. One thing you can do in Photoshop is you can select a black color, you put it on a new layer, and you make that layer overlay. And that way, no matter what you write on, it will just be the correct color.
Very cool.
Now, I think we're ending here soon. The same thing applies for the highlights, by the way. You just go to a white.
That entire thing Pat just said, he was opening and closing some scissors menacingly while he stared at the screen.
I guess
that's pretty good.
They're going to hear.
Yeah, I like that. No, I like that. I think it gives you a little bit more, makes the education more interesting.
No, sorry for this bubble, guys. It's an idea that we had, and it didn't work out. But anyway, thanks for watching DrawKings. I'm Pat.
And I'm Evan.
And I guess we'll see you next time.
Next time, guys. Watch this over the weekend like 10 times.
Later.